Welcome to this video on Writing Standards 7.2. We will discuss research projects. We will be covering the core standards in writing. Conduct short as well as more sustained research project to answer a question, including a self-generated question, or solve a problem. Narrow or broaden the inquiry when appropriate. Synthesize multiple sources on the subject, demonstrating understanding of the subject under investigation. We will be covering the following: writing a first draft using the outline and notes from planning stage, revising your research paper using a checklist, creating a research paper considering the writing process. You have been writing for quite some time now. You are able to put a sentence together and get your point across, and are able to communicate via the written word. The skills you learn in this session should help you improve your writing skills. With a detailed outline of the body of your paper and ideas for your title, introduction, and conclusion, you should be ready to write your first draft. Use your outline and notes to write a first draft of your research paper. Begin your first draft by writing an introduction that leads up to your thesis statement. Follow your outline and groups of note cards in presenting your supporting information. Remember to cite your sources for every quotation, fact, and borrowed idea. Your conclusion should remind the audience of the thesis statement and bring the paper to a definite and satisfying end. The following is a draft of the paper on suntanning. Notice that it follows an organization from the pre-writing outline. Notice that the footnotes grouped at the end followed by a bibliography. Feel free to pause the video if necessary. Let's do a quick exercise to check your knowledge and enrich your skills. Using the outline and notes from the exercises in pre-writing your research paper, draft your paper. Cite your sources in footnotes and add bibliography and title pages. Now let's revise and polish your draft. Check your first draft for weaknesses in both form and content. In revising your paper, you should evaluate your first draft using questions such as those in the following checklist and revise it accordingly. Then make a final, clean copy and proofread it. Here's a checklist that you must consider in revising your paper. This information can be used to create a powerful and well-organized research paper. Let's do a writing activity. Follow the steps discussed in this session to plan, write, and revise a paper on a subject that's interesting to you. What are the things to consider in polishing and revising your research paper? Keep the final product in mind. Always proofread and edit thoroughly. Make sure the thesis statement is clear and well presented. Supporting statements should be clear and supportive. How can you revise your research paper? Don't just use spell check, as this only catches misspellings. Have a friend or family member read your paper and check for errors in content. When editing yourself, start reading line by line from the bottom. This will force you to take your time and catch errors or omissions that you may not catch reading it straight through. As a student, you're expected to conduct short as well as more sustained research projects to answer a question. Solve a problem. Narrow or broaden the inquiry when appropriate. Synthesize multiple sources on the subject, demonstrating understanding of the subject under investigation. We've come to the end of our session. We have discussed writing drafts, introductions, thesis statements, subtopics, conclusion, revising, evaluate, revise, make a final copy, and proofreading. By the end of this session, you should know or be able to do the following: Write a first draft using the outline and the notes from the planning stage. Revise your research paper using a checklist. Create a research paper considering the writing process. This information should help improve your writing skills. Good luck with your writing.